And she's admiring the lily.
Yeah.
See how the moon is reflected in the
Well, this guy pulled one out. He perhaps pulled out hers.
And then your dad gives some advice about text accentuation.
Yeah, the accentuating text, yeah. That taught me how to read poetry.
Right.
Well, and he said, when you come across a poem that you think is musical, let me know.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So how did he teach you to read rhythmically or metrically?
Look for rhythm, not too many S's, and does it really speak to you? You really feel something from it.
Right.
It's not just a description.
So, it's mysterious, Mr. Lewis.
Well, you know, at St. Mildred's, when I was a little girl, when you were naughty, you had to memorize a psalm. And so one day I was growling away about having to memorize a psalm overnight. Wow, the axe fell. This is punishment. You are being asked to memorize the world's most beautiful poetry. But you know, it was great because afterwards, when I was studying with Dora Mabel Moore, having memorized Psalms, memorizing script was nothing. It was great. Hollywood type couldn't make it.
Oh, so you had to memorize it like that?
So I had 48 hours.
Wow. Well, I think that's all for Mr. Lewis.
So it goes.
So is this your dad's mark? The red mark? Does that mean he replied to the letter?
I think so. I think so, because he had a habit of acknowledging every single birthday card. And when the post office brought 4 big bags full on his 80th birthday, that took most of the summer. You know, a couple of hours each day.
Wow. Neat. Yeah. So.
That's easy to read.
So who's Nora?
Hmm?
Who is Nora?
Never mentioned her.
Right. So who was she?
My
We were talking about it on the plane, but I've forgotten the story.
Oh,
so you
yeah.
have to tell it to me again.
You mean Aunt Nora?
Aunt Nora. Who's Aunt Nora? And why is she? Why do you call her Auntie?
I didn't call her Auntie, I called her Aunt Nora.
Aunt Nora.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Well, in those long ago days, the students were very much restricted, and it was very difficult for students who lived in residences to, if they found one another, as they say nowadays, to be alone. And so...
You mean with their boyfriend?
Hmm?
You mean with their boyfriend?
That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. And so when Dad realized that Rolly was becoming very fond of Nora, and Nora was interested in him, he would give Nora a specific thing to do in her lesson. And then he would say that he would come back at whatever time, 5 to the hour or 10 minutes to the hour, and he'd wander off and go down to the cafeteria and just mooch with everybody in the cafeteria. Then he'd come back, and this was when Rowley could escape from Osgood and come and see Nora, and they had their private time together. So when Christmas time came, it was impossible for people from BC to go home and be with their families. So Mother said, well, of course, we must have Nora to dinner, and Dad said, and Rowley too. So they arrived. And so she said, well, I think then that we are related in a way, so you must call me Aunt Nora. So to me, she's always been Aunt Nora. And I was absolutely speechless. So.
And did you also have an Uncle Roland Mitchener?
Sorry?
Was your Uncle Roland
Oh, Uncle
as
Rolly.
well? Uncle
Oh, of
Roland?
course,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. And we remained friends all the way through. I knew them both in many ways, and
Why don't we read one of her letters to your dad? I was just looking at this first one. That would be nice.
My dear Healey, this is April the 21st, 1946. My dear Healey, your opera is very beautiful and very moving. I have always loved everything you have written, but Deirdre has a new power and strength which make it unique. So, if you are already an immortal, with more laurels in prospect, yours ever, Nora. There's another one here which is interesting.
Yeah.
My dear Nora, thanks for your letter. I shall be back on September the 10th and will give you a ring. I have finished my epithalamium for Joan and hope you and she will like it, for I am having a very interesting but at the same time a very busy time. Best love to you all. Healey. P.S. It is based on my motet, Rise Up My Love, My Fair One. It was played at their wedding.
Yeah. Okay. We just have to pack all this up for the night, because it goes back into storage.
What, these 5?
Yeah, but I'll get them, Mary. No worries. And I have a record where we are in this one. So
Sorry?
I have a record of where we are in box 138, so we can just come back to that tomorrow.
No.